I'm gonna tell you a true story. This happened to me, I think, what is it, 2024? This may have happened like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I was leaving the apartments. This was when I lived in a place called the Cottages, and I was leaving Junction Boys Road, coming up to a light, going to get something to eat. I approached this light, and I'm a little bit impatient, uh, you know, still impatient, particularly back then. I was very impatient. And so I'm doing all kind of things. I'm watching the crosswalk light. I'm even watching, the cross traffic streets lights because I want to see, I want to get going at the fastest, most earliest time. Whenever I get the opportunity, when that green light hits, I'm gone. So I'm sitting there at this light. It's a stale red light. So I approach it. The cross traffic is green. They've got their green light. They're going. I notice the moment that the cross traffic street light turns yellow, and because so I drive a standard vehicle, and so what I have to do is I have to put it in gear. So I notice that it turns yellow, soon to be red. I put the car in gear and I'm waiting my turn. The green light never comes. Instead, the cross traffic, their light turns back to green. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I've never seen this before. This is a little bit unfair. I'm trying to get some food. What the hell? Come on, system. What's going on here? And so I'm sitting there, I'm twiddling my thumbs, whistling Dixie, very impatiently waiting for this next light. Probably sitting there for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes goes by. I'm like, oh my God. Finally, the light turns yellow. I'm like, whew, I get a sigh of relief, put the car in gear. I'm ready to roll. Light turns red, and then it immediately turns green again. So I'm sitting there looking at my red light while the cross traffic starts to go again. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm looking around and I see the person next to me, and I'm like, yo, roll the window down, roll it down. What's going on? So she rolls her window down, and I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I've been sitting here. This is the third time that I'm sitting at this light, and I'm still sitting here. The light keeps going green to yellow to red, skipping us back to green. This is bull crap, all right? I want to go get some food. So I was like, yo, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a pact. You know, the moment I predict that this light is going to turn, it's going to go from green to yellow, then red, and it's going to skip us again and go right back to green. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, here's the deal. When that light turns red, you and I, we are going to absolutely hammer the gas. We're going to go, we're going to blow this light and never think about it ever again. And I'm sitting here rapping to her, and she's like, all right, she's totally bought in. Like, all right, let's go. They're like, all right, we got a pact. All right. So we're sitting there, whatever. A few seconds goes by. I don't know. The cross traffic light turns yellow. And when that thing turns red, we we just hammer it. We absolutely. So imagine literally the cross traffic. So there's this traffic and there's this traffic. There's two lanes. There's a lane here and a lane here. And there's just our cars and we go and we take that turn and nobody else goes because nobody else was privy to that little pact, you know? And sure enough, the cross traffic light turns back to green. So if we hadn't blown that traffic light, we would still be back there waiting, probably to this day. you know, who knows? Um, why did I tell you that story? The moral of that story is that sometimes we have to break the rules in order to achieve our goals. This is not something to make a habit of. If we run every red light that we come to, this is a very bad strategy. We're probably going to have a bad time. But sometimes you have to break the rules. And so it's this delicate balance between being cognizant of the rule or the kind of the hierarchy structure, the rule structure that is in front of us, and knowing when to abide by it for our own safety, or we can use discernment and figure out, now is most of the time is actually good to follow exactly along the lines of the rules. But sometimes it's actually important to know when to break the rules. And when you're going to break the rules, to just go for it. Because sometimes these rules exist for very good reasons, and other times they exist, and maybe it's a mistake. Maybe there is a glitch in the system, and it just so happened that this one time we were able to break the rules safely because every other car on the road was stopped. And because we knew when to go, we knew when it was safe to go, and we went and we didn't hold back, we committed, we were able to get through, that adversity, what have you. So, sometimes you got to break the rules to get what you want.